Hey guys, I'm Evan. Welcome to Country View Acres. So today I'm going to be using the grapple on the front of the T654. I want to try to pick up all of the fence posts and brush and trees and everything we ripped out along that front fence line the other day. And I want to see if I can get that all pushed into one big pile. And after all the big stuff is pushed out of the way, I want to go down the entire fence line with the brush hog and see if I can get it all mowed down and looking nice. All right, I've got this first section here cleaned out, and this looks a lot better than it did. If you saw the video the other day, this was the very brushy area. So now I've gone through with the grapple and pulled out the fence, and along with that, a lot of the brush, and picked up the fence posts, and this looks a lot better. I'm about 40% through, getting at least all the brush and everything picked up. But I've got a hydraulic leak up here somewhere around, I don't know if it's my adapters to switch to skid steer or where it is, but I've got a hydraulic leak in here somewhere, and you can probably see it there. And it's getting worse and worse as I'm working. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop, see if we can get this hydraulic leak fixed. And then we'll come back, we'll finish the rest of this up, and we'll start brush hogging it. Once we brush hog this, it'll look a lot better. Looks like it's this bottom one, my guess. Yep, it's leaking right in between these two fittings right here. So this type of fitting uses an O-ring, and you can see that O-ring like squeezing out. It's coming out in between, and it's not sealing no more. So I'm gonna have to replace the O-ring that's inside of here. So we'll take it apart, and hopefully we got the right O-ring or something close. Oh, it's fairly loose too. There we go. I knew there'd be some pressure in there. Yeah, that's why I did it over the gravel. The grapples were closing. So this is a part of the adapter that switches from skid steer to ag couplers. And I can see there's another O-ring right here where it's bulging out. So I've got two O-rings that need replaced in this. And that piece is just a male-to-male coupling, so it's the same size O-ring on both sides. So I've had both O-rings on this one fitting fail. All right, I've come up with a couple of new O-rings to put on here. I'm still not sure I have the exact size, but these one will fit inside and squeeze down inside of there. You can feel the resistance, and it stays inside. All the other ones were so thick it would pinch the O-ring. So we'll try this out and see if it works, but I don't think I have the exact size. I did do some research on my phone online, and I have 3/4 inch and I have 1 inch, and I think I actually need a 7/8 inch O-ring for this on the ID. So I'm picking the one that didn't pinch. All right, fire it up, see if she leaks. Well, it doesn't appear to be leaking now, so that's a good thing. I may need to check my hydraulic fluid real quick. May have to top off the tractor, and then we can head back out there. Well, the only real bad thing that happens is you get a big wad of field fencing stuck on the grapple. I know I'm going to get yelled at for being underneath the grapple. Sorry. Well, I will say my brush pile is getting rather large. I tried to burn that the other day. It's still too wet. Hopefully we'll be able to burn this off soon, and the only thing will be left is the fencing, and we can get it all picked up and taken to the scrapyard. All right, I've got all the posts and the woven wire fence all the way down, pulled out, and looking pretty good so far. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna walk the whole distance, see if there's anything that I missed. I know there's a few fence posts that we still need to pull out, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get this brush hogged, and it'll look really good. So right here is a piece of metal sticking out of the ground. Looks like it's actually, I don't know if you can tell, it's like a worm gear. Probably a piece off of an old, piece of equipment, I guess. But they've used it as a brace. It's got some fencing tied to it. See if we can pull that out of the ground. Can't see that. There's a post buried sideways in the ground right there. And the only other thing I found is this piece of concrete here that was in the ground, and then it's got this piece of 1/2 inch, rod attached to it. I think this was used as a brace of some sort for the fence. I asked Rebecca to bring out the other tractor so we could pull, well, this iron rod, this steel rod in the posts. Right there, he got it. I don't know if it'll pull or not. Oh yeah, it's going. Yeah, it just looks like it came out of some piece of equipment. They used what they had back then. Didn't buy anything. You used what you had. So there's 3 fence posts right here, and they're kind of coming out this side of the ditch where it's vertical. Without all this brush, we couldn't see where they were. Afraid we'd fall off the edge. Another 4 inches. Come on, you can still got room. Okay, you're good. Try clamping on. Okay, see if you can pull it out. There you go. She's getting nervous. She thinks she's too close to the edge. She still had another 3 feet to go. Keep coming. Keep coming. All right, go ahead. Right there, go ahead. Okay. Well, I've ran out of light, but I did finish this. It's all cleaned up and it looks a lot better. Well, it was another long day trying to work on this fencing project, trying to get everything cleared out so we can put in new fencing. So that stretch along the very front of the property will be the longest stretch of fence. I think it's around 1,300 feet long. Obviously, I think it's too long. We'll have to end up putting like a midpoint brace somewhere in the middle of that run. But that is another fence line completed. And we really just have this fence line here that goes along the driveway, and then it kind of continues down the side of the field. And we should have everything finally cleaned out and ready for us to start actually putting fence braces everywhere. But we do have plenty of spots where we can start putting some fence braces in once we get them welded up. But yeah, another good day, good progress. It just took a little longer than I thought it would because we had the trouble with the hydraulic leak, and then the tractor was empty on fuel, so I had to run to town and get diesel. One of these days I will get a diesel tank here where I don't have to do that, and I have plenty on site. But anyway, it is past supper time. Rebecca's already done all the chores herself, and I think I'm going to call it a night. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to be going to the National Farm Machinery Show down in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm actually going to be down there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, just kind of checking out the show. But Friday at 1 p.m., we're doing like a meet and greet at the TYM booth with some other YouTubers. So if you're there and you see me walking around, you know, stop and say hi to me. Or if you're there on Friday, you might stop by the TYM booth around 1 to 2 o'clock and to stop and say hi as well. But there's a good chance any of those 3 days I may be just hanging out at the TYM booth. So if you're there, definitely stop and say hi, and I'll see you guys later.